Oh my God. Well, that was weird. Hey, everybody. It said live streaming isn't available, and I saw you over here and I couldn't do anything. And fortunately, it just started. We are sort of at the mercy of Wi-Fi and hotspots and internet and all of that to connect. And I'm so glad that we have the chance to do that. But we are very dependent upon various and sundry things. Good morning, Daryl. And Simplify Gardening, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're writing from so people get it in their heads like me. Hey, Happy, I sent you a message. Good morning, Joshua. Gina, how are you feeling today? Gina's had pneumonia. Styles, I'm good. Styles, where are you writing from? I think it's Styles, Happy. Good morning from Germany, Warrior X Heart. Do you have a garden in Germany? And if you do, tell us about it. Oh. I'm sorry, Tony. Hey, everybody, big announcement if you don't already know. Tony at UK Here We Grow. UK Here We Grow has been changed. He has rebranded his channel and his whole brand to Simplify Gardening. And he has tuned in this morning from Wales. So we have Wales and Germany so far, and the US, Central Florida, Smiles with Love. What's your name? Teresa, good morning. Hey, everybody, I want you to go back and watch the video I did with Teresa. It's a really great video, and it hasn't gotten very many views, and I would really appreciate it if you did. I'm just going to say good morning to a few more people. Joshua, let's see, Malaysia. Oh, thank you, Styles. Is writing from Malaysia. I have more than one person who watches me from Malaysia, and I appreciate you writing. Let's see. Summer is your name. Smiles with Love. Your name is Summer, and you're in Central Florida. Did I just get that all confused? Yes. Smiles with Love's name is Summer, and she's writing from Central Florida. And Maddie is tuning in from Iceland. So we have Iceland, Malaysia, we have Wales, and we have Germany. I am very, very excited. And Warrior X in Germany is going to be moving, and we're going to be having good thoughts about that happening for you. What is your first name, Warrior X? Soil and Margaritas. I love that title. Why not have fun while you're gardening? Now, I know my friend Linda, when I visited her in the Mobile area and I did all those videos down there, she would make me fresh strawberry margaritas, which are fantastic. Teresa is having some fresh squeezed orange juice. I have a big bag of oranges that I brought with me, and I have not squeezed them. I don't know where my squeezer is. I don't know where anything is. This is my new reality, everybody. And that's why I said my new reality, because now I'm better. I'm almost completely over my cold, and there is no excuse for not getting this apartment in shape and organized. But it's so overwhelming because every single room is a disaster, just like this. Worse than this. Good morning, Tracy. Do you have your granddaughter with you? Oh, that's great, Gina. That's fantastic. Ed is writing in from the UK in the West Midlands. Tina is with us. Tina I or something. Let's see. Indiana. Soil and Margaritas is Indiana. What is your name? Maybe we can try to remember. Good morning, Brian. And Tina is in Central Florida also, along with Smiles with Love. You guys should connect. And let's see. I think I got everybody. Joshua, I said hi, didn't I? let's see. Oh, and there's Anna Bartolome in Tampa, Florida. So we got a lot of Floridians today. This is awesome. And Tina has her 11-year-old son, Ryder's. Everybody say hi to Ryder. We want to encourage our young people to love plants and love gardening as much as we do. And Kathy is here from North Star Prepstetter. She doesn't have much time, so I wanted to bring up something that I noticed this morning. So just hang on for a second. Daryl is eating fresh bamboo shoots, no doubt with your mother. And Daryl's mother, who is the most glamorous, young-looking 90-year-old I've ever seen in my life. I would show you the picture, but where is that, Daryl? I forgot. This I saw this morning. This came through on one of the apps I follow, and it says Facebook collecting data from Zoom without permission from users. And Kathy and Joshua, I know you're both Zoom users. If you don't know what I'm talking about, everybody, Zoom is the new hottest office meeting platform online. And I hope to be doing it soon myself. And Kathy has written me and offered to help teach me, and so has Joshua. Both of them wrote me since the last live stream, and I'm going to be learning that ASAP. But I just wanted to point out that, you know how when you sign into apps, it always gives you the option, just sign in through Facebook. Sign in through Facebook. I never do that. I always sign in through the app with my password and my email address. Video, let's read this real quick. Video conferencing services company Zoom said that it updated its app on Friday. After discovering the Facebook SDK software development kit was collecting users' data from all iOS devices. Zoom CEO Aaron Wan said in a blog post the company didn't realize Facebook was grabbing data after the login with Facebook option was added to the app. And stressed the Facebook SDK was removed from the app shortly after the company discovered the incident. Yang added that Facebook collected information about users' devices, such as OS type, device model and type, time zone location, and disk space. Why would they need to know how much disk we have available? According to reports, Facebook collected data even from users who don't have a Facebook account. So I just wanted to mention that because I know Zoom is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Kathy, maybe you didn't know that. I wanted to share that because I just saw that this morning. Facebook is not as tight in some areas as YouTube. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, so I think we're talking about, thank you, John. And we're going to sing, everybody, Tennessee Waltz. So get up those lyrics. We're going to do Imagine as well. I'm ready for that. Everybody, we're just, last live stream, somebody said, this is not a gardening live stream. This is a cabaret. Well, the thing is, I'm on lockdown. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in an apartment building, and I tried doing Wi-Fi in my kitchen last week. Several complaints about the scratchiness of the quality, and I tried doing a live stream out back when I hung my clothes out to dry, and that wasn't good. So I didn't even try to do anything except just come to you straight from my Ethernet today. My computer, which is plugged into the Ethernet. So that's what I'm doing today. And I think what we're talking about is the Haffy is talking about had me in tears, but I'm assuming you're talking about my premiere yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch. I wanted everybody, I wanted all of my special fans to watch the premiere yesterday. Of course, I didn't give you a lot of notice. It was only about an hour and a half. And funnily, I was going to do it like as soon as I got it ready. I was going to do a premiere. And this premiere feature on YouTube, what it means, a lot of people, like Carolyn, I think, was confused. Carolyn was confused. What a premiere is it's a pre-recorded video that you set as a premiere, which means you have a live chat window. So the video is recorded. You don't see me live, but the chat window is live. So anybody can comment. And of course, I will be commenting and responding to any chat window on a premiere. And it's just another way to connect with your fans. And I'm glad YouTube has given us this option. And so the comments on the video yesterday were off the charts. And there was one in particular that I wanted to give a shout out to, and it was from Jeff. Now, Jeff is just Jeff. Jeff has been watching me for a very long time. I don't know if he's watching now. I asked him to tune in. And I loved his comment. He said, for some reason, I want to watch Avatar again, the movie Avatar, after seeing my premiere. And he said, when you hugged that tree of life, I have had my property for over 21 years and first started the garden after some minor planning. Within a year, started his first garden after some minor planning. I know someday I will have to leave it behind for the next move. Will I be this attached? I don't know. I do know when you nurture things to grow, plant, and harvest over and over again, a certain attachment grows. We well know plants can respond to environmental cues. There's no doubt an energy. There's an energy between all living things. I love that. And of course, everybody is wishing me well. And some people were very sad. And Felice was bawling. But if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it, like it, share it. I was hoping I could make it go viral. It's not doing that. It's doing about double of what my regular videos have been doing in the last few weeks. So I would love for it to get a lot more attention. And if it does, then I will be able to it will help the channel to grow, because look what happened with my loofah video. Many of you found me because of my loofah video. And I am having cacao, in case you're wondering. And my oil of today, I always share the oil, is white angelica. Let's see if you can see that. It has the most incredible smell. It's very floral, and it's supposed to keep bad energy or spirits or anything like that away from you, to create this space around you so that you can just be happy and creative. And we are all isolated. I mean, if you have your own farm and you can go out and you're just in your little nest with your family and in your homestead. I mean, I'm very jealous. I'm in an apartment building and I'm stuck. I can't imagine a more challenging move than I had. And of course, had I had any clue we were going to have this virus crisis, that I would have been much more prepared here, because I had the apartment for a few months, and I could have been more prepared. But no, that last 3 days, we were just dumping things everywhere. And I tried to get them dumped at least into the room that they belong in, but that's as far as I've gotten. I made a little progress this week doing the shelving unit in the kitchen, and nothing since then. So today I've got to really, really do some work. Denise, good morning. And I'm way behind here. Let's see. Dylan Nemeth. Thank you so much, Dylan. Where are you writing from? Kodiak Wild, good morning. You're in Vietnam? What? Church from shelter in place is over, so I'm going to make some hot tea now. But are you in Vietnam? Good morning, Rebecca. Steve, good morning. Caswell, good morning. Oh, thank you, Soil and Margaritas. But did you give me your name? Because if you did, I missed it. E.H.C. Bunny. No, I don't think I'm going to join a community garden unless I just volunteer at. There is a nonprofit community garden that is new and it's starting up in Santa Monica. And Zachary's dad, Zachary, my old neighbor, the school that he was going to, there's a family there that's been working for 10 years to start a new community garden because the waiting list for a community garden plot is 10 years. I don't have that kind of time. So, and some of the plots are just sitting empty, not being used, and the managers of those just collect the rent and you should be actively gardening, or I mean, maybe 1 month you can skip, but that should be like, how I just keep at it. And I think all the community garden plots should be actively gardened year round here. So no, I'm not doing that because of the situation. Good morning, Christina. Thank you so much. Yes, John, I can't tell you how many realtors have approached me in Tennessee. They keep writing me. Kevin, I know Kevin has the perfect point of view about me leaving the garden. I didn't want the goal of that video was not to make you sad. It was to make you remember the beauty and the love and maybe connect it with your own experience. I know when I grew up, we had a tiny little front yard, but we had 2 trees, and one was a silver maple and one was a sugar maple. And the sugar maple was very, very dense and it was hard to kind of climb up in there, but it had a much smoother bark. I was a tree climber. Can you imagine? And the silver maple, you had to get at least, about 10 feet off the ground in order to get to a limb, because the way they had pruned it, along the way. It was beside the driveway, so they didn't have any lower branches sticking out. So it had rougher, scratchier bark on it. And I would always get all scratched up because, in Tennessee, you're wearing shorts. It's so hot. But I could go up and be on that top branch and just sit there. And we had a tiny little street. 2 cars couldn't pass. You had to pull over and stop and let 1 car. So with no lines on it. It was just our street was 1 block long, and it was named after the man who had the property across the street, who originally had all that property, Arnold. And so back then people walked on the street, they didn't jog or exercise on the street, but they walked to town. We were 3 blocks from town, and I would get up on that branch and no one, like a snake, and look down and watch people go by. No one would even know I was up there. I loved that. Anyway, Joshua, we are going to sing. Good afternoon. Carl is writing from Ireland. We have Ireland, Iceland, Malaysia, Germany. I'm sure Jamela is here from Trinidad and Tobago, and we have Kentucky. Good morning, Rebecca. Let's see. Styles, it would not be fun right now. And I thought about it, and I did actually promise an apartment tour, but it is embarrassing. Yeah, I'm embarrassed about all this mess, and I don't want that on the internet. So if I ever kind of cleared out, you can see this is as good as any room looks, to give you an idea. Yes, I wanted the Soil and Roxana is saying from Soil and Margaritas. I wanted the video to be life affirming, loving. I wanted you to have a really great feeling. Of course, I wanted you to feel emotional, because we are all. I wanted you to fall in love with that garden from the very beginning, and you did. And so did I. And so I couldn't just leave without a tribute video. And that was it. I have to say I had something so much different planned. I mean, it was the same concept, but I had a sunny day in mind, and I was going to wear a beautiful sundress with flowers all over it, and do a little slow-mo and toss my hat, and do all that. And it was freezing, and I had so much work to do that day. And of course, Sousan said something very funny on the premiere. She said, after I drove off, she said, "Wait, you forgot the camera." It's true. You watch a film and you get swept up in it, and you believe, like Bridges Over Madison County. Remember at the end when you just see in Meryl's face, and he's driving away. The Clint Eastwood character is driving away in the pickup truck, and you just see her face, just this long pullback from her face. Of course, that's a movie. It was all staged. So was mine, but the feeling was real. And I really did talk to each one of those plants, and I told each and every one that I hugged that they were amazing, to keep growing, and I hope that they didn't get chopped down. Oh, wait, I'm drinking the wrong thing. Okay, somebody wrote me and told me that this is melamine, and it was right after I sold the house, and I never do this. I never, ever, ever impulse buy. I only buy necessities, always. That's me. And I went onto Etsy and I found some melamine to enrich my collection, to enrich my set. And unfortunately, one of the great divider bowls was chipped because they didn't pack it well. And now I've got to write Etsy and deal with that. And so if it was Amazon, they just take it back. Well, if it was Amazon, it wouldn't have been shipped. But, now I got to deal with all that. Jamela, I knew you were there. I read something this morning. Now, I know a lot of people have varying views about the virus, and I don't want to get political, and I'm not going to get political. But I saw here it said, this is from an app that's related to the stock market. It said over 100,000 in the U.S. could die from COVID-19. That's Dr. Fauci must have said that in one of his news briefings. Well, I mean, that's scary, And I also heard something yesterday. Now, this is not verified. Okay, not verified. But it's so simple that I cannot not pass this along. If you do feel like you're getting symptoms from the virus, don't take ibuprofen or Advil or any other generic brand of ibuprofen. That I heard, take acetaminophen or aspirin or whatever for your symptoms, but do not take Advil. Because some doctor somewhere was saying that some people that didn't get better were tested and they had taken Advil or ibuprofen or some generic form of ibuprofen. So you heard it here. Amal from Saudi, Iceland. Well, you know all the countries that have tuned in. So the passion fruit, Gina said it was her favorite part when I was knocking down the passion fruit in the video. And that was all happened in the moment. And I just thought, well, okay, I'm going to do a shot where I walk out here, it's all empty, everything's gone. But the passion fruit vine is still up there. And I looked up there and there was passion fruit. And I thought, well, take one, last one. And that darn thing didn't want to come down. And then my glove got stuck up there. So then I had to go get a stick. And then I kept trying to whack it, and the glove came down, but the thing never came down. And somehow I twisted it around and I got it down. And, I'm noticing every time I move my hands, the light shifts on this. That's annoying. Okay, I guess we better sing. Simplify. Tony, you're right. Tony, I'm going to have to get used to this. Simplify Gardening, everybody, is Tony in Wales. Wales, the country. Kevin. Yeah, temporary to November. You know, it's incredible. It's already been November, December, January, February, March. I have had this apartment for almost 5 months. My lease runs out in 7 months. That gives me just about enough time to get it cleaned up. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, with the virus, I mean, who would have thought? I mean, no, you know, I would have been on a plane. Well, I'd be in Phoenix right now. Remember, I did all the calendars at the beginning of the year. Oh, we're going to watch the calendar. We're going to do this in March. We're going to do this in April. We're going to do this in May. Everything is scrapped because of the virus. So I don't plan to get on a plane until April, till Mother's Day. I'm going to try very hard to go see my mother on, and that's May 8th. So that would be the soonest. That would be the soonest that I will be traveling to Tennessee, which would give me the opportunity to look for a piece of property. You know, because I'm just not going to buy a piece of property without seeing it. It just don't. That doesn't. I don't have money to throw around. Kay, do I have? Amal says, Kay, do you have a public Amazon wish list? No. You mean a wish list for people to send me stuff, Amal? No, I don't. I don't really think that way. You know, I don't think that way. I think I miss EHC Bunny is referring to garden plots. I know. I haven't seen this. I've just heard this. So that sometimes things just don't even get, or they're messy and they're not great looking or something. But I mean, most people take it seriously. Trina Ingales, hello from New Hampshire. Thank you so much for joining. I think this is maybe the first time. Kodiak, if you're talking hello from Vietnam, is that hello Vietnam? Is that what you're talking about, Kodiak? Yeah. Little known fact, that movie was written by a neighbor of mine in my old neighborhood. And he also has an edible garden, and not extensive like I had, because he's on more of a an oft-traveled street. I was on a side street, so people left my stuff alone. A lot of people wondered, well, how can you grow all this stuff right on the street? Don't people take it? And you know, most people just ignored me, to tell you the truth. The people that really knew what I was doing there really appreciated it. I never in 8 years ever got a single complaint about growing vegetables or fruit or whatever in my front yard. Never. They loved it. Anna's going. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Okay, Kathy has to go. She's gone. Well, Steve, I got here sick. And so the first week I didn't do anything. I didn't lift a finger. And then this past week, I put together that big shelving unit, but I haven't been around people at all. So it's so great to connect with you, because I'm all by myself here with the cat. And people have asked me, how's Lyndon doing? And she's doing okay. She's doing okay. She just, pets just sort of accept. Okay. Oh, we're here now. This is it. Oh, okay. So, you know, she had a lot better deal before, because she can't go outside anymore. Oh, I know. Rebecca's talking about being a tree climber. My grandmother, Kittrell, had a fabulous tree in her front yard. And it was fabulous. A tree is fabulous if it has a great branch. you know, if it has a great branch that you can, as a kid, you can just climb up there and sit there or hug it and lay on it or, you know, lean back against it and just watch the world go by. I mean, that's the coolest thing in the world for a kid. I loved it. Good morning, Johnny. And I could, that particular branch, I love to do, you know, we had one of those iron swing sets, you know, the really sturdy kind made out of iron pipe. And it had a trapeze thing on it, a little trapeze swing, I guess you call it. And I love to put my knees over that and flip over and do all of that. And I would do that on that tree. That tree had a branch that was not very high. It came straight out like that, and then it went up. And you could just hang your knees over that and just hang upside down and look at the grass and the butterflies and the bugs. And oh, those summers at my grandmother's were just the best memories of growing up. I was unfortunately not able to give that to my sons. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, John, everybody has been telling me to stay off ladders. I had a few accidents last year. I'm not 25 anymore, and just slightly older than that, slightly. And and of course, there was no ladder handy anyway. The garage was empty. And so there was no furniture to stand on. That would have been my usual typical. And no rake to knock it down. So I had to get creative. And if you haven't seen the video, please go back and watch it. Please go back and watch all of my videos that you haven't seen, because I need more views on my channel. And if you share my channel, it's going to grow. The more it grows, the more I am able to do great things and inspire more people. So it's a win-win. Let's see. What are we talking about? Yeah, Daryl, I know. Silver-tongued daywalker is writing from England on lockdown. Yes. And what is your actual name, Silver-tongued daywalker? She writes from England. She's a mom. Cheryl, good morning. Yeah, Georgia and Alabama does have good soil. You're right. Let's see. Okay, Rebecca had to go pull weeds. Goodbye. You're going to miss the song. Teophane, haven't heard from you in a while. Did you see my video yesterday? Teophane's been with me for a long time, and I forget where you are. Can you remind everybody where you are? Let's see. Kevin says, yes, no kidding. Kevin is sowing extra vegetables for his friends this summer. And it's, yes, gardening is a great way to take your mind off everything. Now, my plants are, I'm trying to stay 6 feet away from everybody. I've only gone outside to take my trash out. And the other night, my dear friends that live, let's see, they live over there. He had a big birthday. And so they brought down a bottle of champagne. They got all dressed up. And they came down, makeup and the whole thing. Not him, her. And came down and they opened a bottle of champagne. I went and got a glass. We reached over. I set my glass down. He poured it. He stepped back. I got my glass. We were like across the way, which is like over 6 feet apart. I took a picture of them from like 8 feet away. And that was the birthday party. And that's the most interaction I have had in 2 weeks. Johnny says, why don't I do some live show paintings? Paintings? What do you mean? Johnny, what do you mean? Romesa, hello. Where are you writing from? Remind everybody. Lori Forey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. Southern Ontario, Canada on lockdown. Teofane is in. What is your actual name, Teofane? Or is that your name? Southern Ontario, Canada. Do we have any other Canadians? Is Laura here? Any other Canadians? Harag is here from Pasadena. He's sifting his soil for his new garden beds. Let's see. Johnny, I'm not a painter. No, I'm not a painter. I know a lot about it. I never achieved a real skill at painting. By the way, guys, before other people start to leave, let's go ahead and sing this song. Some people wanted to hear Imagine. Okay. So is everybody ready to sing? This is not cabaret hour. I'm just trying to bring a little good cheer to my fans during lockdown. While we're kind of limited as to what I'm certainly very limited. If you have a garden, Kevin can get out in his wherever your garden is, front or back, and be growing vegetables for people, getting good vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important, everybody. Charles at OAG has said that for years. Vitamin D is very important. He gets all his from going out in the sun. He never uses sunscreen. But if you have a tendency to wrinkle or get age spots, you might want to use sunscreen and get your vitamin D through supplements. That's what I do. So I do vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin C. What else? Mushrooms. Haffy. I think Haffy, you were recommending 4 Sigmatic. I hadn't heard of that company. I ordered some, and oops. I've been putting it in my cacao, and I forgot this morning. Anyway, let's sing Imagine. Is everybody ready? I'm going to go back to my live stream and see. Is anybody listening? Gina, thank you. Gina kind of covered all the bases there. Daryl, it's something fishy about all that. But, a lot of them are getting sick, too. So, I mean, look. Queen Elizabeth, it tested positive. Her maid or assist, maid, one of her maids is tested positive. She was around Boris Johnson. He tested positive. Good morning, Kathleen from Southeast Michigan. Yes, everybody, we're going to sing. Tim Teofane from Southern Canada. Tim is on lockdown. We're going to sing, everybody. Kevin, I didn't realize that. And Kevin is also Big Wave Florida. That's Kevin I keep talking about. Big Wave Florida is Kevin. Kevin is a Texan and a veteran. So thank you for your service, Kevin. Let's see. I know I've said that before. Romesa's in Central New Jersey. Yeah, we're going to do Let It Be too. Joshua, first we're going to do Imagine. Oh, Johnny. Okay. Thank you, Johnny. Let's see. Cheryl had to go. Good morning, Diana. Here we go. Let's sing, everybody. You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions, I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh, you may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will live as one. Okay. Remember, I am not a professional singer. I can carry a tune. And I like to spread joy. So if I can do that, I'm happy to make a fool of myself. Let's see. I haven't even looked at this since last week. You wanted Let It Be. Is that what we did? Yeah, we did. Oh gosh, it's not even in my head because Imagine's in my head. I don't want to open my mouth until I have the tune in my mouth. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Shall I go on? And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, or let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Okay. Thank you, EHC Bunny. Yes, are you ready for Tennessee Waltz? I want a karaoke machine, Kathleen. I really do. Okay, yeah. Hey, Guy. Hey, everybody. Guy Zimmerman is on. I didn't know you were on, Guy. Guy is my friend from Tennessee. He was in one of my live streams and videos that I did with Daryl. And how are you doing, Guy? He's one of my oldest friends. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Gina, thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, thank you, EH. Joshua, thank you. Sticks. Guy, I'm so glad you joined. I didn't know you had subscribed and you were following along. Little Farmer's Farm. Tony, I'm so from Manchester, England. I'm so glad you tuned in. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you, Joshua. Let's see. Tony is here from Little Farmer's Farm in Manchester, and Tony, I'm sure Tony from Little Farmer's Farm is also aware that Tony from Wales is now Simplify Gardening. Let's see. We got two Tonys on. All right, so my Tennessee friends wanted Tennessee Waltz. Now, okay, I'm only going to sing a little bit of this. I'm not going to sing the whole thing. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. Oh, this next part, let's see. I remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee Waltz. I could do that better. I started too high. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. Well, you get the idea. It's a great song. Patty Page and Brenda Lee, I think. Lisa, good morning. Fantastic. Lisa is planting a patio vegetable garden. Silver Tongue Daywalker, it is Simplify Gardening and the Little Farmer's Farm. Little Farmer's Farm is in Manchester, and Simplify Gardening is in Wales. And I think you said your name was, oh gosh, I'm terrible. Oh, Teofane. Now you just told me your name, and I. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's right. A guy. We have another Zimmerman, but this Kathleen Zimmerman. Kathleen, you are writing from. Oh. Why do I want to say you're in another country? But I think you're not. You're Southeast Michigan. That's right. Let's see. Pat Zhang, hello from New York. What is the situation with you, Pat? Are you on lockdown? And where are you writing from in New York? And is Pat a female or a male? Just letting us know the details. Effie Ali, hi, good evening from Indonesia. 22:45 is 10:45 p.m. And I really appreciate you tuning in, Effie. I have Malaysia, Indonesia, Trinidad and Tobago. Jamila is on. She's always on. And Wales and England, the UK. Iceland. Maddie, are you still on? Canada. Where else? Let's see. Pat is scared. Pat, where did you say you are? Fari Wahid. Hello again. Good to see you. Where are you writing from, Fari? Tony O'Neill's the king of the valleys. What do you mean by valleys? I don't even know what that means. And Little Farmer's Farm, you do know that I went to Wales to see Tony. So it is conceivable that I could come to Manchester and see you. It depends on how fast my channel grows. So make sure to share it, everybody. That's what I want to do, Effie. I just want to make people happy right now. I mean, we're all kind of, hunkered down and we don't know what's going to happen. And, I just want to spread a little joy and cheer, good cheer. Let's see. What I would give for a morel. Well, what I would give for a meal that you made, Daryl. I just, I'm not really doing much cooking here. A lot of the food that my neighbor shopped for when she shopped for me, I still have a lot of food. You don't have to worry about me starving. But it's a lot of like frozen food, things I never had anything except a big bag of Boutingan tomatoes, several bags of frozen pineapple guavas. And I don't know if it's still in there. I hope so. I had a little Ziploc bag of a handful of red Caribbean habaneros that I grew my first great year of growing hot peppers. And that one must have been 2014. Gosh, time flies. And they were so beautiful. I thought, I can't eat them. They're too hot. But I can't get rid of them either. And so I put them in my freezer thinking, well, at some point, they sat in there for 3 years. And I think I brought them here. I hope I did. But I never had any food in my freezer ever. Talk about not having food stored up for an emergency. I am not prepared for that at all. So, speaking of which, I wanted to go over, I saw this video this morning. It's an Earthship house, and I absolutely loved it. And there were 3 million views on this video. So probably each and every one of you have seen it. Dana Price, New Jersey. Fantastic. I hope you enjoy the bitter melon. Dana Price is saying that she got bitter melon seeds from OAG in Alabama. And of course, I visited OAG twice already. And he prepared and fed me some bitter melon. But I got to say, it's not my favorite vegetable to eat. Yes, Pat, everybody needs to stay home. Oh, thank you, Frida. Frida, did you just tune in or did you hear me singing? Oh, I didn't realize that was considered the valleys, although I did go over a mountain to get to you, Tony. Oh my gosh, Fari is writing to us from Pakistan. Thank you so much for joining us. What is the situation like in Pakistan with the virus? Can you give us an update? Wait, Tony from Little Farmer's Farm says, caught that one, brother. What's the title of it? I love the pair of you guys and would be made up to have you and Kay together for a lockdown viewing. Oh my God, we would have so much fun. Let's see. That's fantastic, Effie. Thank you so much. Pat, okay, I figured, but you never know. And Pat is a female. Let's see. Guy is from Tennessee. Kathleen, you heard him say that. And Guy and Daryl are in the same area, Kathleen. And of course, my family is all in Tennessee too. And of course, Daryl has pointed out many times that the taxes are low in Tennessee, and there's still some beautiful property there. But of course, with the situation with the virus, I mean, I expected to be flying to Tennessee in well, I expected to be looking at property in February when I was over there, but that was just a jammed trip, and I wasn't even sure I should go on that because of the virus. But I'm glad I did, because I got to see my mother, and I'm just hoping I can get back to Tennessee in May, and that would be as soon as I would be able to look at property. I know the feeling, Christina. It's just me and Lyndon, and she's snoozing away. You know, she sleeps all night. She gets up when I get up. She wants to be fed, and then she goes back to sleep. And she waits until she's hungry again. I don't see her until she's hungry again. Ooh, snow in Colorado. Wow. Yes, Silver Tongue, can you just say your name again? I know you said it, and then it didn't sink in. Yes, I'm renting an apartment because I had to have a landing place, close by, because it was so much work decommissioning that property. And there was just no way to, if I was in the military, my cousin-in-law, Lucy, if that had been a situation where my cousin was an officer, so the military moved him various places all over the world, and she would get that house packed up, and they'd move, and I mean, but I'm just not as organized as she is. Oh, I am kicking myself now that I did not prepare in advance. Yeah, they don't. I'm sure they don't keep, Daryl. I'm not sure what happened to my bamboo. Daryl, I had Eric cut me about 5 pieces of bamboo. You might have seen it in one of those last videos. It was laying on the porch. And I am really hoping that Stan, who was helping me, it was raining, okay? It was his car, his time. I had a cold. We were both wearing masks. There was a lot of pressure to get that last load out of my house before dark and get it over here and moved in. And he was going, do you really need this? Let's put it on the pile. Do you really need this? Let's put it on the pile. Do you really need this? I had a brand new tire for my old Prius. I wound up with a new tire for some reason. Sat in my garage for like 10 years. It was brand new tire. And I thought, well, at least give it to the Salvation Army or something. Don't just throw it away. But we got down to it, and he's just going, it's going on the pile. Okay, we got to get out of here. So I'm hoping I saved some pieces of bamboo like this to make wind chimes. Remember Daryl? Daryl has all these wonderful wind chimes that he made out of bamboo. Well, he's made a lot of stuff out of bamboo. But Daryl is a whole lot handier than I am. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that Earthship house. It's set against a hill, and it's just, I hadn't seen this video before, but I have seen an Earthship house like that before, where you cut down on wind, and you also have more of a temperate thing because half your house is in the side of the hill. So the floor and the back of the house is sitting in the ground. So it's much more temperate in there. It's easier to heat and easier to cool. I just also wanted to mention that I saw this somewhere that chicks are selling out. Jill said in Phoenix. Do I have any Phoenix? Is RA on from Phoenix? Who's here? Who did I miss? Chile expat family. Is it getting warm there? Yeah, it's warm here. Lisa, I'm settling in okay. I'm not settling in. It's a disaster. I need help. I need Denora, but I'm just afraid to have her come and be in my space and everything because I don't know who she's come in contact with, and I can't take a chance. So I'm just Chile, South America, Chile expat family. Tell me your name again. Let's see. Oh, that's what I want. I want to, and this Earthship house has a greenhouse in the front of it. Okay, Fari says 12 deaths in Pakistan. Situation is not that bad so far. That's good. I hope that your country is doing things to keep that under control. Teresa Mack, hey. That sounds great. And in fact, loofah is great in a similar, you can poor Italy. Italy's really, really suffering from the virus. They report 756 new deaths. Loofah, if you eat it young, it's really good with sauteed in garlic and ginger and onion and all of that. Thank you for the plug, John. John is asking everybody to hit the like button if you haven't, and you can buy a t-shirt to support my channel. John has just posted that link. Let's see. Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, I didn't know that. I hadn't heard Earthship house from shipping containers. This woman built hers from tires, old tires. Oh, that's already happening, EH. I'm already getting, well, Daryl is on it. He's watching the listings, the real estate listings for me. I just feel very confident that prices are going to go down because of what's happening, and I'm waiting to see. And I can't go anyway. I could fall in love with something, but I'm not gonna put a bunch of money down on a property that I can't walk around and see. Joshua, or are you asking about my back? It's doing pretty good, actually. Fari, go back and watch the videos that I did at Daryl's, because you can see some of his wind chimes in it's the very last video I did with him. And I'd like everybody to watch that. It didn't get very many views, and I really wanted it to, because I thought it was a really good video. I think I did a good job on that one. Yeah. Thank you, Tony from Little Farmers Farm. He's saying everybody hit the like button. Well, for me, Fari, it feels, because I'm in an apartment now and there are two little kids that live underneath me. So, and there's a hallway between the bedrooms, and I think they sleep here, but they chase each other up and down that hallway, because they're restless because they can't get out and do the usual things, go to school. One of them is preschool age. And so they're just sort of confined in the house, and they're going crazy. So that's been interesting. I'm not used to all of that. And the street is kind of quiet. That's nice, because this is kind of a busy street. Speed limit is 35, but I guarantee they're going faster than that. Yes, Jill in you're talking about selling out. Jill in Phoenix was saying that some store had a big shipment of chicks come in, and they were completely sold out in 2 hours. So people are hunkering down, and they want to provide food for themselves. And I wish I could do that. That's the wrong thing. Let's see. I talked about that, and let's see. I was just going to ask, what do your plants mean to you, and could you walk away? You know, just from the video that you saw yesterday, how hard would it be for you to walk away? How is and also how is gardening getting you through this crisis? Some people think it's not as serious as it is, but you know, every time I get a new notification that, you know, more people have died, it seems to me like that we're still in for kind of some rough weather, so to speak. Let's see. Yeah, Daryl, you're a definite earthship kind of guy if you hadn't bought that house, you know. And now that you're getting so many tornadoes over there, maybe you should think about, you know, where your garden is, pushing into that hillside and making just like a small one, you know. I wonder, do you have a cellar, Daryl, or a basement to go down for storms? Oh my gosh, Teophane, to stay home, you mean because of the virus? Yes, they have to. Thank you, Joshua. I have 57 likes on mine. I don't know what you're seeing. As Silver Tongue Daywalker, you're crying because what were we talking about that made you cry? I know, Effie. I'm going to have that again. It just the virus is slowing that process down for me. So, what, Christina? Your parents have to isolate, and if they have one another, what's the big deal? Thank you, Patricia. Where are you moving, Fari? Oh, right. Well, Frida is saying she watched her property and garden bulldozed, and so she could relate. Rec DO2. What you're talking to me, right, Kay? And what is your actual name? RECDO2. What am I doing to pass the time? Well, yesterday I spent the entire day, never got out of my pajamas, right here in this chair, making that video, and then sticking around for the premiere, and then responding to comments. And by the time that that kind of got caught up, it was time to make dinner. And I went to bed early. So today I am, because we have a community laundry room here. I don't want to go in there. And no one is sick here that I haven't heard anything about anything like that. But I don't want to go into the laundry room and use the public machines. So I'm washing some clothes in the bathtub. And once again, I'm going to go hang those out. So that takes time to hand wash and take it and hang it up and dry it and then bring it back in and fold it and put it away. In addition to that, I am going to make some progress today. I just have to decide which room. And I think what I'm going to do is start in the kitchen, get that as organized, because it's the only room that's just sort of started, and put more things from the shelf, from the boxes on the shelf, into some cabinets which are not full. Then I can take boxes from the dining room and put them on the shelf and start to create a little space in the dining room. If I could get that accomplished today, Carl is sending me a message while watching this. Let's see. Tracy is talking about it would be very hard to leave the farm. Starting seeds and seeing the seedlings grow is very therapeutic. How many acres do you have, Tracy? Tracy has animals, and she has berries, and she markets some of her prepared foods. Wow. Yes, it is serious, EH, definitely. Okay, Diana, thank you. Thank you very much. 13 grandkids. Wow. Silver Tongue Daywalker has 13 grandkids. Wow. Congratulations. I hope I get one day. Ah. 2-acre garden, Joshua. That just sounds divine. We had to have a frank talk with them about how they. Yes, no kidding. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Happy. Snow of a Gun, what is the ideal size of the property for Late Bloomer 2.0? I think the ideal size of the property, it depends on the state and the condition of the grass. So, for example, if I found if I found a property in Texas, it would have to be 3 times the size of the property in Tennessee, because it's better grass in Tennessee if there's flat land that you can use for. Because as long as I'm going for it, I want to have a cow, at least one. And, I'm a big dairy person. And if I can't have a cow, then I could do goats, I guess. I mean, obviously I need a partner. So that's kind of important too. Because as I said earlier, I'm not 25. And Eric will not be coming with me. So I would say, if it was in Tennessee, I would say we looked at Daryl mentioned a property this week that was 25 acres. That'd be good. And if it was, in a place like Texas where the climate and the grass is not as plentiful, you'd need a much bigger place. So the goals would be different. But I want enough property so that it's something worth leaving to my sons, because who knows? I don't know what the situation's going to be in 10, 20 years. Who knows? I mean, as long as I'm able to do that, I would like to do that. On the other hand, it'd be a whole lot easier. I'm a very social person, and I don't want to be stuck off by myself somewhere and not be able to see people. And so, I've got to have internet, and I've got to have connectivity, and I've got to have people around that I can rely on. So there's a lot to consider. It's a lot to consider, and I haven't figured it out. I mean, I could be just as happy in a cute little house in Nashville, if the yard was big enough to have a really good greenhouse. I want a really good greenhouse. It's got to be really sturdy and all of that. To build your own time consuming. So that's another year of my life. And I don't know. I don't know the answer. I think what I should do is just move to Tracy's farm because it's all set up. Just pay for a little bungalow for myself. I don't have to own it as long as I have the food. Abby's Animals. Hi, where are you writing from? And do you have a garden? Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Kentucky is beautiful. Definitely, it's beautiful. Martin Hamilton. You are really? Martin, you're in Iraq? What are you doing in Iraq, Martin? If you don't mind me asking. Well, 5 acres would be great. I mean, in Colorado, different story, 5 acres, because Colorado is so mountainous and everything. It'd be a different kind of thing. It would be similar. Colorado would be similar to this Earthship video because they were in a forest in a kind of a mountainous area. And so they didn't have much room to grow food and ground because it's so rocky. So they had to rely on other people for a lot of their food. So to find that balance where you've got enough good ground where you could grow your own food and you still have a hill that you can put your Earthship in the side of that hill, and you get that southern exposure, and the whole side of it is glass, so that when you get up in the morning, it's just, well, let's see, southern exposure. Yeah, so it goes over like that. The sun goes over like that, right? Anyway, maybe it's just a dream. I don't know. There's a lot of people growing sheep in Hickman County and in Tennessee. I remember, Patricia, did you see those videos I did of the Arts and Ag tour? I did that season 1 of a Late Bloomer. Martin, did you answer me? Let's see. Oh, you get an upset stomach. Fari says she gets an upset stomach from drinking her own cow's milk. I wonder if that's because of what they are eating, maybe. Yeah, Daryl, when I was driving to Ashland from Abingdon, Virginia, by the time I got to Ashland, I had a crick in my neck that took 2 months to get rid of. Part of it was just this cheap rental car, but you're sitting like this, like windy roads. No. Mm-mm. That's what I want, Christina, but we also have to have not just wooded, because the wood provides us with wood for heat, but we need flatland to grow. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, everybody on here that's saying, oh, I would love to do this, I would love to have this, and we all just collectively found this great property, and we just had this, well, I guess they used to call that a commune, didn't they? Let's see. Martin, I don't know if you're my first Iraqi follower. I've had other people tuning in from Iraq. I don't know if they're still with me. And I don't think can't remember anybody watching a live stream from Iraq, but they might have and just not commented. But Martin, what are you doing in Iraq? Are you an American soldier, or what is your situation? Yeah, just go to go to season 1 of the Late Bloomer Show. If you go to my homepage on my channel, just scroll all the way down. I believe I still have the seasons in separate playlists. And if you click on that playlist, or just go to playlists, I'm sorry. And then on my channel, go to playlists, click on that, and then go down to season 1, and you'll see it. Donna One. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Donna One. Are you Don? Oh, and anyway, hello. I haven't said hello to you yet. Effie. Okay. The thing is, I'm not a doctor. I'm just talking about my experience, but I don't think I was ever really lactose intolerant, but because I grew up drinking a lot of milk, it was just on the table. That's what we drank. And it was milk and iced tea and water and orange juice occasionally. And drank a lot of milk and ate a lot of bread. and milk would sometimes mess up my stomach. But once I started eating only raw, and I'm sure Effie or Fari, I'm sure if you're growing if you have your own animals, you're eating it raw. And when I started having, yes, Tracy, Late Bloomer Commune. When I started in 2000, I started consuming only raw dairy, raw milk, raw butter, which means unpasteurized, not homogenized, not ultra pasteurized. It's got all the good stuff in it. When I started buying from the dairy directly and just having the raw dairy, I had no more problems whatsoever. I can't say anybody else would have that experience, but that's my experience. Well, Tony, I had a young woman staying with me last year briefly for a few months who was from Ukraine, and she said they have wonderful farmland in Ukraine, and that I should go there. Yeah. Oh, okay, Daryl. I'm not surprised. Daryl actually lived in one of those. Wow, Martin. So how do you happen to have a name like Martin Hamilton? You've made me very curious. Yes, I'm sure it's always hot. Every time I see images of Iraq, I think, where's the grass? Where's the water? What do these people eat? Because it looks so dry. And I just think it's such like a desert that how do you, where there must be areas in Iraq that are, maybe Iraq is like Iran. And, I have a number of Persian friends here, and they tell me what Iran is like. And that, there are sections of Iran that are more like desert, and then there are sections of Iran that are very fertile and mountainous. They kind of have it all. Maybe Iraq is the same way. I know what you mean. That is, I had a situation with my neighbor at my house over there, and I decided about 6 years ago that I just wasn't going to talk to them anymore. And I'm very friendly, but just a number of things happened, and I said, you know what? Life's too short. I don't want to deal with it. So I just ignored them after that. Yeah, that's really awesome, Kevin. But didn't you say you're leaving and moving at some point to a different property? Buffalo, New York. Marnita is with us. Thank you for joining. It is 9:25, everyone. We have been on for almost an hour and a half. Yes, Daryl, that is right. I cannot stand to wait around for people to make group decisions. I like to just uh, I like to make a decision and just get it done and not wait around. And did I mention this earlier? I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but I heard from the realtor that the new owners wanted to talk to me. They had some questions and they wanted to know who my gardener was, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because I did have a good helper in Eric, but he was not my gardener. He knew about some things that I didn't know about, like sugarcane. But for the most part, he learned a lot from me. So, he's a very good worker. If I was out there working, he was a very good worker. So, we'll see if they call me. I don't know, for whatever reason, the realtors did not make it known to prospective buyers that that was a known garden. And, you know, it wasn't the way I would have handled it, but you know, they're very experienced and the property got sold and got a good price. And so I'm just, if it had to go, I'm just thrilled that it closed when it did before this lockdown and everything. See, Tracy, that's just it. Raw milk healed her sinuses. I had such sinus problems growing up. Oh my gosh, me too. I had every medication that they had for sinuses. You have, if you do decide to start consuming raw dairy, do your research. You know, don't take it from us. Do your own research and see if it's right for you, and make sure that you visit the farm, or you know how the animals are being grown. Let's see. What do you mean, Tony? You can't find my videos on your channel? Oh, good. Tony at Little Farmer's Farm, we spent longer to get to Wales and to get to the next destination than I actually spent time with Tony and his family. We had such a jam-packed, but you know, the great thing was we felt like we were already fast friends. So there was no sort of like getting to know one another. He said, come in, we're going to have a cup of tea. We had a cup of tea in the kitchen, and then we went right up to the allotment and we got down to business. Unfortunately, I was there too early in the year, and he only had potatoes, garlic, and his giant vegetables and a few greenhouse plants started. So, but I did get to see the orchard. And one way that there's this horrible weed that Tony has to deal with in his orchard. It's called what's it called, Tony? At Simplify, that weed that you have to put the carpet down. He has to put literally real carpet down on the surface of his orchard. If you remember in that video, not rope weed, but it's just so invasive. that they have to put the carpet down and then they put soil and mulch on top of that. Oh, mini gourds would be wonderful. So Martin, is Martin your real name? That I'm still curious about that. Um, I thought, I thought about that, John, and I don't want to get tied down to doing anything unless there's good money involved, because there's too many other things I want to do. I had a great reign at that garden, 8 years, and 25 years in the property itself, but uh, oh wow, you're so popular, Tony, at Simplify Gardening that that YouTube crashed on you. I have done some consulting, and helping in gardens. Not a lot, I 2 or 3 people hired me, so we'll see. We'll see if that happens. And when Haffy, Eric's not that kind of guy. He really waits to be kind of instructed and directed. He works best that way. So they would have to really have a hands-on relationship with him and tell him exactly what they wanted, and they may not have a clue about what they want, But I would be happy to to do some consulting there, if that's what they're interested in. uh, That's good, Kevin. I think that's awesome. And thankfully you have a retirement package so that you can do something like that. Let's see. It's a good idea, Myrnie, to get those seeds started. It'll make you feel like you're doing something and moving forward. Oh, I planted anise hyssop a couple of times, Daryl, and I never got it going. I don't know why. I don't remember. And I don't have any hyssop seeds now. Is it a particular kind of hyssop for the plant? And does it have caffeine? Because I'm going to need a little. I thought it was a different name, Tony. Cinquefoil, creeping cinquefoil. I thought you called it a like rope weed or something weed, bindweed. There you go, Happy. Yeah, it was bindweed. I guess creeping cinquefoil is the correct name, but oh, I didn't know you moved the orchard. I'm sorry, Tony. I'm very behind. Where'd you move it? And how did you move your orchard? Did you dig up your trees? Yeah, I didn't used to like anything that tasted like licorice either, but I've changed, and what changed it for me was fennel. Because fennel has that, and it's kind of cool to chew on fennel seeds. I remember, Tony, I remember from Little Farmers Farm, I remember the first time I went to see Cher from Cher Garden. She doesn't have a channel, but she's on Facebook, and she has a flat hillside. What's it? She goes up a hill and then it flattens out. She's got a big garden up there. And I actually went to see her in Pittsburgh, and we made a plan to go to see a public garden, a big public botanical garden. And we're driving along, and she looks over at me in the car, and she just goes, I can't believe you're sitting in my car. She just couldn't believe that I was there. Thank you, Jack. Wait, who gave me $10? Happy. That's really sweet. Thank you, guys. You guys know you can always hit that dollar button and make a donation to the channel, and it helps support the channel. And Jack made a small donation too. Thank you so much, Jack. Let's see. Oh, it sounds like bindweed and zinc foil are two different things. Ooh. Okay, Fari, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Okay, well, I'll have to add it to my Earl Grey, Daryl, if I get some of that. Let's see. Remington, hey, we've been on for a very long time, Remington, and we're going to be getting off. And I'm sorry you missed it. Try to tune in at 8 next week, or maybe you've been watching and you just didn't say anything. But you know, the weird thing about it is these kids are running up and down, and they're below me, but it sounds like they're above me. It's the strangest thing. It's gonna really take time to get used to all of this. Can you hear that? The thing is, they're putting carpet in every time somebody turns over now. Every time an apartment turns over, they're putting carpet in. So they can't hear me. Of course, I don't have two little kids bounding up and down the hallway. But I asked her a couple days ago when we passed 6 feet apart. I said, "Do you have carpet in that hallway?" She goes, "No." And I said, "I'm going to buy you a hallway runner." Whew. Best light peach me. Remington, what are we talking about? What are you talking about? Best light peach me? Pinch me. I must be dreaming. I have some Tulsi tea, and I did not realize it was good for calming. I'm going to start drinking that. Teofane is thanking my moderators, and I thank you too. Thank you so much for being on the ball. And oh, did I touch my face? Yeah, I shouldn't do that. You see that? I had to put that is a mattress pad. I had to hang that over the shears because one of the things I was going to do as soon as I moved in was get shades. Because they just put these translucent shears over the windows, and they're too long. They're like 3 or 4 inches too long. I took one end to be hemmed. I took some in to be hemmed, and she goes, "It's going to be $18 a panel." I said, "There are 8 panels. I'm not paying that much. I could get brand new ones, the right length." But I don't want curtains in here anyway. This is an office. I want shades. But I haven't been able to do that because those are the kinds of jobs I was going to do with Eric as soon as I moved in. I've got these, things to mount to help me organize, and everything is just on hold with this virus stuff. No, I haven't, John, because I had not found my little tea strainer thing, but I found it just a day or two ago. So now I can. In fact, I'm going to have a pot of that today. John sent me, in addition to all the sprouting seeds, he sent me a little package of Earl Grey. And of course, I have tea bags from Tracy's farm, handmade tea bags of fermented tea leaves that they collected and made and grew and everything. And I haven't even had one of those yet. And at the moment, I don't know where they are, but they are here somewhere. Don't touch my face. Dana, I still have airplanes overhead. Yes, that is true. Dana, that is true. Remington, let's see. I must have asked you something. Let's see. Okay, Martin, that's cool. Parrots. Did you notice that I had the parrots have the last word yesterday? That was not, I have the ability, if the parrots go over, I can take a piece of that if it's fairly clean audio, and I can put it anywhere I want in a video. I did not do that yesterday. I didn't move any audio around yesterday. The ambient audio that you heard during that video was what was recorded during that clip. Sometimes I lowered it because the rain was too loud, or actually I did take one piece away because somebody started a weed whacker, which that has such a high pitched, you can't do anything with that. I had to get rid of that, put something else in there. But no, when I drove off, and I didn't even realize this till I looked at the video because I was driving off, the parrots went over and did all their squawking right after I drove off. And I thought that was very fitting. So you can hear it, Teresa? That's incredible. I know. I'm just... Ashwagandha. I've never tried ashwagandha tea, but I have heard of it. Yes, it sounds like they're bowling in the hallway. Let's see. Yeah, I think, Steve, because you put that parrot on there, it wanted me to allow that comment. But I'm allowing that comment because that's a parrot. That was a nice touch. Everybody can hear the kids in the apartment below me. It's incredible. Yes, the parrots had the last word in that video. You know, I don't have a lot of cash, Marnita, and I should probably go and get some. That's something I could do. I could go to my car, drive to the ATM, wear the nitrile gloves, and get some cash. Tony, it's true. People don't realize at all. I mean, I've gone, and I'm sure you have too, I've gone and interviewed other people. And I will say, before I make the trouble to go there, I will say, are you near an airport? And like when I went to do that Oceanside video, down in Oceanside, obviously, I asked them, are you near an airport? And they said, no. And I got down there, and there was a Cessna going over every 10 minutes. I said, I thought you said, he says, oh, I thought you meant a big airport. No, oh, that's just the commercial. And I'm going, the Cessnas are louder than the jets, unless you live right by the airport, because Cessnas have a higher pitch. The high pitch is what travels. So the video, if you watch that Oceanside video, I came back. This was when Chris was still doing all my sound. By the way, Christina Horgan, who's my sound editor for 7 years. Everybody else left after 5, but she stayed with me through the first probably 200 vlogs that I did in, when I started editing. And I said, Chris, I don't know how I'm going to do this video. The garden is amazing. Amazing. This hillside garden, she's got 400 tomato plants on this hillside garden. The garden is amazing, but I don't know how I can put this video together, because the sound, there were motorcycles, airplanes, wind, and she was very, very nervous. She thought I was some big star, and I could not get her to relax. I said, just relax. The camera is like this on your face. And she was like so tense. And I said, just relax, just relax. I could not get her to relax. And so I had to, Chris, who was a magician with sound, she said, you're going to have to take all her words and put them in I had to take all of her words and put them in my mouth. So in other words, I had to write down everything she said, and then I had to re-record that, and with a different past tense. I had to change the tense and everything. But that's how we fix things. That's how we fix problems. And the video turned out great. But all of that sound had to be replaced, every last bit of it. Yeah, people just don't really even notice that you get used to background noise. But when you're videotaping, it's an issue. You can never get used to it. It's always an issue. I know, Patricia. But they fly over here too. They're all over the place. Yeah, Earl Grey is, I started drinking a lot of cacao, and the only problem with that is you got to have honey because it's not sweet. And I find that I'm getting a little bit too crazy from all of that sugar from the honey. So I'm going to have to go back to my Earl Grey. What? Christina is saying people are washing their coins and paper bills in hot water and soap in a laundry bag in the washer. Well, I'm not going down to the washer. If hand washing works, wouldn't machine washing? I do not know. I hadn't even thought of something like that. Oh, that's good, EH. When I was down in Coronado last November, seeing my nephew, there's a huge base there. And that morning when I was doing that live stream, it was either right after it or before it or something. It sounded like there was a jet engine firing up across the street. He said, yeah, that's what it sounds like when they get ready to take off. And I thought, ooh, that would be tough. Okay, Effie, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us for so long. Tracy, I will make you relax. Don't worry. By the time I get there, you're going to be so relaxed. Because we have communicated many times. We are friends. I just haven't seen you in person, but we are friends. So there's no reason to be nervous whatsoever. I make it so simple. Daryl can tell you. I was hard on Daryl because he likes to talk. And I'm going, Daryl, I can't use all that. Stop talking. One sentence. And then I would say, okay, Daryl, we're going to do it again. And you're going to give it to me in one sentence. He goes, oh, one sentence. Yeah. Every single answer cannot be 5 sentences. It can't be. It would be a 35-minute video. You are so right, Tony. And it's gotten harder to have, because so many people have gotten better. Just in 5 years, Tony, and everybody knows that when you watch videos, 5 years ago, everybody was walking around going like this. And yeah, here's the garden today, everybody. And they go like that, and you get whiplash. You cannot pan your camera fast like that, because you have to wait for the eye to focus. You have to think about who's watching, not yourself. I know what this mess looks like. I could go like that and think, well, I've captured that, but I see it. My eye sees that whole mess, or eye sees that garden every day. But you have to think about who's watching it. It's not me watching it. It's somebody who hasn't seen it before. And you cannot move too fast. There's so much involved in making the videos good these days, and people are just getting better and better at it. If you look at Doug and Stacy, oh my gosh, Doug will go out in his little caterpillar thing, and he'll have his GoPro strapped to his chest, and he'll have his drone flying above, and he'll have his Canon 7D over there on a tripod on the ground, so he's got a low angle shot. And he's cutting all this together somehow on a laptop at night with a hotspot. I mean, it's just unbelievable. My hat's off to Doug. I mean, I bought a GoPro, and I haven't. I mean, I bought a GoPro, and I haven't even taken it out of the box, because I thought, okay, that one shot that I did in the video yesterday where it looked like I was going through the jungle. I love that shot because on the other side of that, there's nothing. It's just my neighbor's like flat mound with a few plants on it. And then on to the right of that shot is my driveway. So, but just that shot, if you frame something in such a way, you can create a mystique about it. And if I shot that way, that whole property of mine was probably no more than 8 feet wide at its widest, maybe not even 8. But if you shoot a certain way, and I came around from the sidewalk in the back, and I climbed around through those plants, primarily the pineapple guava, which that particular pineapple guava was planted before I ever started my edible garden. And when it came right out of the ground, it split into 5 big trees or something like that. So it didn't split higher up, it split way down at the bottom. So it's like climb through all that. You feel like you're going through the jungle. And you're in there. It's like a jungle. When you're a kid and I would go where the hedge would come together in our yard, in the back of our yard. We just had hedge, and when it hadn't been cut in a while, and it would all kind of grow together, and I would just climb in there, and inside in the corner, I could sit there, like that, and have all these, just be completely hidden, feel like I was in a jungle. And I loved that. And it was the same kind of feeling when you're in the tree and nobody can see you, but you can see out. It was so awesome. Anyway, we have been talking about almost 2 hours. I'm going to sign off. That sounds wonderful, Tracy. Hey, Luis. Hey, Luis. I'm going to get off now. It's been almost 2 hours. I hope you enjoy going back. We did some singing. We did a lot of talking about a lot of different things. I think Christina's asking Tracy a quick question. Let's see. Yeah, I got to find a place to use the GoPro. Obviously, if I get a property, that will be the ideal thing because, Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, Remington, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Kevin, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. You take care. Hey, Tiffany, we're just getting off. I hope you go back and watch. Hit the like button, everybody, before you go. Buy a t-shirt, support the channel, especially share it with your friends. I really have to make my channel grow this year so that I can get out and inspire more people. And making my channel grow will help me to be able to do that. So thanks, everybody. And we'll be on again next week, 8 a.m. Just to let you very quickly know what my situation is here with the lockdown. This is what until they change it. LA County, which is Santa Monica, is in LA County. Beaches and trails are closed. And it says stay home this weekend and weekdays until April 19th. Only travel to seek medical care, do essential business, and run necessary errands. So because I was sick with a chest cold, I am taking extra precaution to stay away from people. And that's why it's so great to have you guys. And would you like a midweek live stream to check in with everybody? Would that be something you want to do? I'll try to do that if so. Hey, Dragger, we're just getting off. I don't know where you're writing from, Dragler. Okay, Happy. We'll do a midweek live stream, everybody. When would be a good time? I think I did it. How about in the evening? Yes, do not take this virus for granted, Tony is saying. Absolutely not. Hi, Amber. We're just getting off. I hope you go back. Let's see. Thank you so much, Amber. I see your comment. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. We're just getting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is 4 p.m. So how about 4 p.m. on Wednesday? How does that sound? After 8. We have to talk about the Zoom thing, Christina. I need help. Joshua's going to help. Christina can help. Kathy can from North Star Prepstetter can help. But see, Christina, I can't do it after 8 p.m. on the West Coast. You know, that's the problem. That's too late for the East Coast. So Kathleen is saying, Kathleen's in Michigan. Kathleen, aren't you in Central Standard Time? So I think we'll do it at let's do, I tell you what, let's split the difference. Let's do Kathleen. Well, Kathleen, you're in Michigan. But anyway, I don't know if let's do 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, which would be 5 p.m. Christina. I know that's probably not going to help you, but can't do it too late on the West Coast. So let's say, you know what? No, I need to do it at 4. I need to have some light in case I can't do it outside, in case I'm really locked down. I have to do it inside. I got to have some light. So let's do 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday. Okay? That is, I'm just looking at the date. That's going to be April. My goodness. Huh. That's going to be April Fools. Okay. I'm doing it. 4 p.m. I'm doing 4 p.m. on April 1st. And that is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope everybody can tune in. I love you. Stay well. Take the virus seriously. Take your vitamin supplements and wash your hands and be good and be careful. I love you. And watch my channel.